Hello valued viewers, I hope you're all doing very well and welcome to our next naval battle. I hope it's going to be a good one. 2025 UK Carrier Strike Group versus 2025 Russian Carrier Strike Group. First, overview. UK Carrier Strike Group has 1 CV Queen Elizabeth class, 4 destroyers Type 45 class, 2 frigates Type 26 class. Now I know what you're going to say, that Type 26 is not going to go into service until 2027, 2028, but as it's purely a defensive / ASW frigate and not an anti-ship ship, I think we can let it slide. Also, 2 nuclear submarines. The only working nuclear sub we have at the moment is the Type 93, so that will have to do for all coalitions. Anti-submarine warfare guys, note they will be starting 40 nautical miles away from the opposing carrier, and they'll be travelling at 30 knots at 50 feet depth today. 24 F-35Bs on air fleet defence. Yes, I'm aware that the Queen Liz can carry between 36 to 40 of them, but 24 today I'm pretty sure is going to be ample. Anti-submarine warfare helicopters, I think we're going to have 2 on each side. By the looks of things, that might change. They will be human-driven. UK are going to have SH-60s because that's all we've got working at the moment, filling in for Wildcats or Merlins, and 2 AWACS. Russians will have 1 CV, their only carrier, Kuznetsov, which recently came out of dry dock after its refit, 6 frigates, Gorshkov class, 2 nuclear submarines, again at 40 nautical miles from the carrier at game start, travelling at 30 knots and 50 feet depth. Their max loadout on the Kuznetsov will be 24 MiG-29KRs on fleet defence. They will have again probably 2 SH-60s standing in for the ASW KA-27s and 2 AWACSs. The fleet will start 220 nautical miles between their carriers. They'll all be moving towards each other at cruise speed. Both will be in a Jeffrey style box formation of 18 by 18 nautical miles. Next, on to the finer details. Why don't we start with anti-submarine warfare? Guys, this is our first proper naval battle with submarines and anti-submarine warfare, and I've got some good news for you viewers and some bad news. First, we started here last week with our first attempt at submarines and anti-submarine warfare in-game, and it worked pretty well. It's simplified to real life, but it's good enough for now. Today we're putting that in the first mass battle. I read your comments from this video here, and you guys complained that we were using diesel-electric subs for attacking the carrier groups, and you wanted nuclear-powered subs, so we've changed to nuclear-powered subs. Now that's the good news. The bad news is that, after a bit more experimentation, it turns out the torpedoes fired by these submarines in-game are not tracking. They fire from about 12 nautical miles away. They go towards the ship they're targeting. They go into a weird S-bend search pattern. They get near the target and then they just miss. It's really annoying. The core game torpedoes, I get no access to them. I cannot fix them. Hopefully core game will fix them at some point. So there's no actual threat from submarines in game at the moment, which is annoying. So we're going to have to simulate the threat. So the simulated threat is this, guys. So if we just concentrate on the UK strike group, there are 2 subs attacking. They are both starting at 40 nautical miles away from your carrier at time equals 0. They will be somewhere on this dotted hemisphere. So they won't be behind, they will only be in front or to the side. But obviously I'm not going to tell you where, and you will never be able to see where they are. You have to use your sonar to find them. They will be travelling roughly towards the carrier, and they're only interested in sinking the carrier at 30 knots at all time in a straight line. Again, we're keeping it pretty simple. Once they are within 12 nautical miles, the maximum range of their YU torpedoes, then we declare that they have a firing solution. We will not let them actually fire their torpedoes because they will not hit and they will just give their position away. So it's almost like they're playing a pretend war game. Once they're within 12 nautical miles of the carrier, they just win. That will happen at 35 minutes into game. Note that the escorting ships today will not be doing anti-submarine warfare. I'm aware they do that in real life, but we just haven't got that far into the programming yet. It's you guys in your helicopters doing the ASW. Also note, because you'll be doing lots of plotting and calculations along the way and planning, they will not be going towards the starting point of the ship, because the ship is also moving at cruise speed. They will be moving towards an interception point, and it's up to you guys in your planning to calculate that interception point, guys. Otherwise, you will use your SH-60s with their passive and active sonar and your torpedoes to hunt and try and destroy those submarines. Before I look at surface action, any questions from ASW, guys?
No questions.
So, surface action is all AI today. The UK carrier group has a Queen Liz class carrier. On board her are 24 F-35Bs. Max skill level, all AI is the same today. Max skill level set to fire at maximum launch range of their missiles, which is how the Grim Reaper's missiles are programmed to work, and they will RTB once they've fired their long range missiles. They won't go into silly dogfights. They will take off, fight, use their missiles, RTB, land if they survive. In terms of escort ships, we have Type 45, Type 45, Type 45, Type 45. Each Type 45 has an anti-submarine warfare helicopter on it. Guys, I've got to mention, ASW guys, if you die for some reason, you can respawn. Here's the Type 45. She carries 32 Aster 30 medium range SAMs and 16 Aster 15 SHORAD SAM. She also has 8 naval strike missiles, but you will not see them today. They have a max range of 110 nautical miles, and that's only half the distance on the battlefield. So today we have no anti-ship ability at these ranges. Next, we have 2 Type 26 ASW and defensive frigates here and here. She carries a massive amount of 144 Sea Scepter SHORAD surface-to-air missiles, and that's all we care about today. There are 2 generic AWACSs, and that is the UK Carrier Strike Group. And I've just forgot one thing, sorry, I forgot to look at the loadouts of the Lightnings. They can carry in full stealth configuration in the Bravo model up to 4 long-range missiles, and they're going to be the Meteor missiles with a range of about 100 nautical miles. On to the Russians. They are the same setup but symmetrical, obviously. At the heart they have the Kuznetsov. Aboard her are 24 MiG-29 KRs carrying 4 R-77M 100 nautical mile improved adders and improved archers R-74M. I'm aware the real MiG-29 KR has another 2 pylons. I will eventually get round to doing that. It's just one of those things that never seems to get done. It's not going to make a huge difference today, so don't worry about it too much. Otherwise, those aircraft are set up the same as the Lightnings. Escort ships today, you can see their positions, Gorshkov class frigates. Stuff we care about, their SAMs are the 9M96M and the 9M100. They are S350 SAMs. That is medium range and that's short range. And anti-ship, they have the 3M540 caliber missiles, 8 each. They are subsonic, I'm not too worried about them. They also have the P800 Onyx supersonic anti-ship missile. I'm a little more worried about them, but they only carry 4 each, so 24. Total, they have opposing AWACSs. Otherwise, guys, that is the setup. In terms of predictions, guys, who's going to win? I mean, it's kind of obvious in a way. Britain's got 5th gen stealth jets in stealth configuration with a tiny radar cross-section. Russia does not. It has 4th gen MiG-29 KRs, and we've seen this so many times. 5th gen always chances 4th gen in the sim. So the air war, at least, has got to be UK. Anyone going to disagree with that for some reason?
No.
Anti-shipping, I'm not expecting, or ship-to-ship warfare, I'm not expecting a huge deal to happen. The P800s I'm slightly worried about, but I'm not expecting much damage from them. And then we're too far away to use the naval strike missile, so the only other thing is submarines. And that is purely, that's equal on either side. It's apart from the starting exact locations of each sub, it is 100% equal. So that is all going to be about how well you guys fly. Now, bearing in mind the parameters that I've given you, which you'll have to discuss in your teams, can you make any predictions? Are you going to be able to... It's the first time we've gone against nuclear-powered 30-knot subs. How do you think you're going to fare?
It's all about the maths again, for me, with the max speed of the Seahawk. By the time you've, taken off, got into hover, moved on again, I think the subs will have moved about 10 nautical miles in. So that brings them within 30 nautical miles, which is going to mean if we intercept them there, it's going to need 6 dips to cover that arc.
I will put you in separate chat rooms, guys, so you can talk within your team, and I'll drop in here and there.
Are the F-35s got guns? Because I feel they could be a threat to the ASW Russian submarine hunters.
Well, that's the thing I was actually going to bring up with the viewers. I've asked them not to attack the helicopters. Obviously, they would in real life. It just seems incredibly ungentlemanly because as it stands, they could launch meteors from 110 miles away and shoot your helicopters down. And I figured that would give you guys a really bad game. So I've said planes and not attacking helicopters today. If it turns out the viewers complain too much about it, then we'll change it for the next time round. So, but otherwise, you guys are safe from the air today.
Okay. Whew.
What's the speed of the torpedoes?
Your torpedoes are 50 knots, and their torpedoes, they're not firing them today for the reasons that I said. So you 50 knots for your calculations, guys. And remember, you can change the fusing when they go active. That's all up to you guys. Welcome in, viewers. First time submarine and anti-submarine warfare in a mass GR battle. I have no idea if this is going to work, and I'll be honest, it was a nightmare setting up. I'm still not 100% sure it's going to work, but we're going to do our best. We have Simba in a lone chopper on blue, as well as Bird. Poosh and Squirrel are buddying up in a single Seahawk on red, and Cannibal is red. 3, 2, 1, go. We will at no point see the subs, viewers. To ensure they are completely hidden from the players, I have to hide them from myself, and there's nothing I can do about that, unfortunately. Right, let's go and watch them taking off. They're equipped with 2 Mark 46 torpedoes each. Oh my god, already anti-ship missiles fired. They're going to be these guys. The P-800s are fired. They are a really interesting missile. They've been fired from the Gorshkov Russian frigates. In real life, they cruise at about Mach 1, and they speed up in the terminal phase to about Mach 2.5. R1s can't do that. They will do Mach 2.5 all the way and go at about 30 or 40 feet altitude. And again, I'm slightly worried about them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 have been fired. Let's have a look at the carriers. 24 MiG-29 KRs taking off from the improved Kuznetsov. Not stealthy planes, but otherwise really good. Kinematically incredibly powerful aircraft. To reiterate, all surface combatants today, apart from the helicopters, are AI. All of the helicopters today are human. Right, okay, the P-800s are making it across. Okay, F-35s now taking off one by one from the Queen Liz. While we've got some talking time, let's have a look at the ships. Simba here on Type 45. We're wondering why they're not taking off. They're busy doing their planning at the moment. They've got to plan all the possible angles they think the sub can come in at. More importantly, their coverage zones for... Ah, Bird's up and airborne. Their coverage zones for their sonar. If you watched the previous video, which I'll try and remember to link in the video description, you'll see that the sonar is very dynamic. The range that the different types of sonar, like active and passive sonar in these dipping sonar in these Seahawks, the range that it detects the subs at will depend on the sub's speed and stuff like that. So it's all quite dynamic. And the first 3 MiG-29 KRs are up. Now, obviously, this is a David and Goliath fight in terms of airborne units. You've got stealth, 5th gen F-35s today set up a 0.002 meters squared radar cross-section, full stealth. They can only be seen at an absolute maximum of 20 miles in perfect conditions, whereas these guys here can be seen at probably over 100 miles. So it's not fair at all, but that is how it is in real life. Oh, one thing I forgot to show you, viewers, and I'll do it very quickly as I can. I forgot to show you today's missiles. The British will be firing these, the Matra Meteors at 110 nautical miles, Mach 4. The Russians will be firing the R-77M, 103 nautical miles, Mach 4.5. It's actually a pretty good missile. But you're probably not going to see very many of those fired because they're not going to see the stealth. So it's very unlikely that they're going to see the stealths. So I see Bird heading out of this vector here. Simba's heading out of this vector here. So they're kind of splitting the distance is how they're going to do it. Cannibal hasn't taken off yet. Poosh is heading south Poosh has got Squirrel on board. Distance between aircraft fronts now of 140 nautical miles. Let's check in on the P-800s. I've been very kind to my anti-submarine warfare helicopters today. The sea is flat, there's almost no wind, and visibility is good. Obviously, if I started to ramp that up, it will make their job much harder, but we're all noobs in with subs and anti-submarine warfare at the moment. Right, so far there are more MiGs that have taken off than F-35s. They have a superior launch rate. Other talking points, nothing ready. It's going to have a look at the Russian ships. That's a Gorshkov, it's a frigate. It's actually a damn, you know, according to public data, it's a dang fine ship, viewers. Quite a scary thing. A lot of you guys keep saying, why do you have these silly frigates? Why don't you put in battle cruisers, whatever it's called, the Kirov. But the problem is, that is 1980s tech, viewers. This is where it's at now. Modern 2020s frigates and destroyers. Probably beat an old battle cruiser. Distance between fronts now of 105 nautical miles. We're going to get missiles out soon. In fact, let's go and watch this guy. And on cue, there is our first Meteor of the day, viewers. How the Meteor is going to do today. Smashed out 2 Meteors, 3 Meteors. Is he going to use his last one? Another weak point of the stealth planes today, viewers, is they only carry 4 missiles if they're in full stealth config. Oh, Asters are coming out now to shoot the P-800s. Right, what's happening? Your scoreboard shows you everything that's been fired, viewers, and their associated cost, at least according to Wikipedia and whatnot. Here's an Aster on a P-800. Smash! Got it! 100%. They are, even at Mark 2.5, they are interceptable. That guy's going to get hit. Oh, it missed! Did you see? It was literally about a foot behind. C-Scepter's out now. Oh, it missed as well! It missed! It didn't fuse. Oh, no! What happened? It nearly hit that ship. A C-Scepter just got it in time. Jeez, I thought we were going to lose a ship there. Do it again. Oh, no! Huge warhead on those things. We've just lost a Type 26 frigate. That is not good. We've just lost a Type 26 frigate. We're struggling to beat the P-800s. What is going on? And this is going for another type. This is going for a Type 45. There's something wrong with our battle cruisers. Okay, we haven't got time to even look at that at the moment, viewers, because we've got meteors raining down on these MiGs. And here we go. Oh, first guy beat the first freaking missile. Son of a bee. He's not going to beat his. He is. What the heck? 2 meteors beaten. These freaking MiGs are so freaking good. How about you? He is not beating that, sir. And smash! First kill of the day. 2 MiGs down. And another one going in. Bang! That's more like it. And this guy. Smash! 4 MiGs down. Right. Okay, so 1 Type 26 has gone down, but 4 MiGs have gone down so far. We have a Duff missile, and we can see these F-35s have already fired their load, turned around, and are RTB. Is that going to track? What we see at this point is quite a few missiles not tracking. The reason is a lot of missiles were fired against that first batch of bad guys, and by the time the missile reached them, because these missiles are so long in reach, the target is dead, and so they do not have the ability to reacquire a new target as they probably would do in real life. So we're going to have a battery of useless missiles. So what have we got here? So no other British ships were hit by the looks of it, just that Type 26. Why it was hit, I haven't got the foggiest. It looks like pretty much these F-30... Wow, look how far Simba's got. Doesn't look like it's done a dip yet. It's halfway to the 40-mile ring already, so that's pretty amazing. That said, he started halfway because his Type 45 was halfway there already. Still loads of meteors going out for targets that were presumably already destroyed. More P-800s, so more P-800s coming in now. Huge costs to the British so far of $1.3 billion. Still loads more meteors going out. Okay, something looks like it's tracking. Or not. Missiles not tracking anymore. What's going on? There's some very unfortunate missile behaviour here, viewers. Would you not want to see this? What's going on? What is going on? Lots more missiles, just not going for targets. Well, the first batch worked beautifully, but, well, they stick with it. I don't know what's going on. We've got a... I wonder if the AWACSs are... No, the AWACSs look fine. I don't know. Oh, well, we'll come back to the missiles. Simba dipping. Yep, Simba's doing a dip now. He's slowing down. He's going to dip his sonar in. What are these guys doing? Okay, Cannibal is still on his ship. God knows why. Poosh is out and doing searching. Bird is looking for a sub. Doesn't look like... Whoops, doesn't look like he's dipped yet. I guess they're going to the 40-mile ring and dipping from there. P-800 about to get intercepted. Hopefully. Please. Bang! Intercepted. That's more like it. Man, this friggin' MiG. Why did the missile stop working? Please work. Nothing's tracking. And all of those guys have fired their missiles and turned, but that is very unfortunate. No, none of these are going to track. Dog nammit, that's frustrating. Missiles are just packed up. That is a lot of work gone into that, and none of them are going to track. Man, that is very sad to see, Viewingtons. Look at them taking off, firing the missiles, and back down they go. There is a tracking missile. No, nothing. Oh, Jesus Christ. What's Simba up to then? I wonder if it's something to do with the anti-submarine. I wonder if the anti-submarine warfare is messing with the missiles. I wonder if the scripting for the anti-submarine warfare means that the missiles no longer work, viewers. Is that going to track? Nope, of course it's not. We're literally relying on the Asters to shoot the MiGs down now because the Meteors are packed in. Well, at least the Asters are still working. Bunch more P-800s coming in. Yeah, all Meteors are packed in by the looks of it. Well, that one worked, so why didn't the others? Have they started working again? Good dodge. Is this Meteor going to track? No, it's not going to track. I guess we just stick with it, viewers. At this point, my prediction is that you cannot run the anti-submarine warfare and the Grim Reaper's missiles at the same time. Simba's dipping. Bird's dipping. Poosh is dipping. Cannonballs in transit. Still, none of the MiGs have managed to get close. Look how the F-35s, although they're useless because their Meteors are no longer functioning, at least they're not charging in, so they're not dying. 9 MiGs down somehow. I guess it's the Asters doing the killing now, because the Meteors certainly aren't doing anything. I'm going to jump in, because there's not much to commentate on in terms of air-to-air, because it's just not working. I'm going to jump into the blue chat and see if I can hear what's going on. I'm just listening, guys. Carry on.
Yeah, we're finding the scoreboard. When it updates, it will remove the sonar data.
7, 8.3 to 15.
Roger, guys. You're having problems too. What I'm having problems is that the Meteors are not tracking, guys. I'm pretty sure the anti-submarine warfare script is messing up the Meteors. But carry on anyway. Do as best you can, guys.
I see 9 MiGs are down.
The scoreboard is messing up the sonar script.
Yeah, I don't think we can run Ed-Air and ASW at the same time, guys.
I don't think we can run the scoreboard either.
Because
every time when the scoreboard updates, it kicks away our message for where the boats are.
You know what? I can fix that. I will turn scoreboard off. Yep. Now try it.
I just hope it does a drop and we can see it.
Okay, viewers, just diagnosing yet more problems. I mean...
Right, 7 and 11 miles is where I was looking for.
I mean, although the Meteors aren't tracking anymore, I'm pretty sure not a single F-35 is...
3, great.
F-35 has been shot down. Hey, this Meteor's tracking, look at that. So weird. Is that one tracking? No, that's not tracking. I mean, the British air-to-air is still winning because these MiGs can't... The MiGs need to get within 20 miles of the F-35s to shoot them down. What's Simba up to?
It does mean though it's inside the circle, which is where it should be, question mark?
Yeah, that's kind of the thing. Is it doesn't really tell us if it's our sub or the enemy sub.
I mean, he says the Meteors aren't tracking, but I'm seeing kills on MiG still.
No, that's all the Asters. That's just the Asters. The MiG-29s are running into your defence because they can't get to the 35s. They're running into your fence, getting shot down by Asters. So it's just the weirdest, stupidest thing.
Yeah, so Capella, you're still here then. Are the subs inside the ring friendly?
No, definitely not. You will only have access, or you will only be in range of baddie subs. So if you see submarines are baddie, shoot it.
All right, coming up on my third drop.
Without doubt, the weirdest frigging thing we've done so far, viewers.
All right, I'm within 11 and 12 miles.
But he has not found anything yet otherwise.
By any chance, do you know what the difference between true and magnetic is on the map?
I don't, and I've just been going off what it says and just plugging in a magnetic bearing, which probably isn't correct, but hey.
Got some old P700s going out, for some reason. From the carrier, I guess? Question mark. More meteors aren't doing anything. That one worked. It's almost like 1 in every 20 do something. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 MiGs left, and there's nothing they can do. They're not allowed to shoot down the helicopters. They can't get access to the F-35s. They just can't get close enough. They get shot down by Asters or occasional meteors.
Submarine is between 2442 to 5 miles, and I got one at 229 from 17 to 26. I guess that's yours.
I've got those F-35s waiting to land. Sorry, viewers, there's not much really I can say. Nothing is really working.
272.
Oh, look, finally, a nice
9.1 to 19.
One of these got fired at something. No idea what. What's Cannibal up to?
Of course, they're moving at 30 knots. Of course, we need to maybe add some lead.
Doing an active ping.
Meteors appear to be fixed.
When do you recommend that? When they're within 9 miles?
Yeah, but I got no contacts.
MiG-29 getting through. Hero MiG-39, 29. I wonder if the Aster, I wonder if the Type 45s are
So that means that
Asters.
they were probably more than 9.
Oh, he is 100% going to get pasted, viewers. Everything's tracking him now. Missile was working that time, and it was a genuine dodge. Really good dodge. This guy's a friggin' man of steel. How? Oh. That's pretty much it as far as the Russians go.
Submarine 268, 1.8 to 2.7. I'm going to go active.
That's pretty much it as far as the MiGs. They're all out of fuel. There's nothing more they can do. They just couldn't penetrate that defense. They couldn't see. One guy saw a lightning for about a second and fired a missile, but that was it. And that's it. It was all 24. Otherwise taken care of. Bird's about to do something. Come on, Bird. Fire a torpedo. Launch that torpedo. Wonder how the Reds are doing. Oh, torpedo! Reds have got 2 torpedoes in the water, viewers.
Submarine is 271 true for 3 nautical miles.
I'm going to switch over to Red comms.
Is that you, Poosh, or Cannonball?
That was
me.
Cannibal.
I can see the wake from sub. The torpedoes are holding
Okay,
on
that's
it.
cool. Well,
I
yours are
think.
tracking.
Cannibal's fired as well. Cannibal and Poosh have both fired a pair of torpedoes, viewers.
Hey, Cap.
Just watching. So the Reds are
So
doing
worried
good.
we might have desynced a bit because we got a contact at 4 miles, but these haven't hit and we can't see a submarine wake. But I think Poosh's Cannonballs are definitely tracking inside, pretty much on top of them.
Roger, I can't see the subs either, so I'm as good as blind.
Cap, if you look at me, you can see the wake of the sub. I'm tracking it. It's right off my port.
How far out? I can't see it.
Right next to my helicopter. If you look F2 on my helicopter and look to the 9 o'clock, torpedo's about to hit.
Roger, watch. Oh, you got it!
Hit!
Blue sub 1 destroyed. Well done.
Great job.
Well done, you lot.
I'm
good.
curious as to why ours haven't tracked 4 miles out.
Well, they should be tracking because I just saw cannonballs working. RTB, land, get another one. That will give you more torpedoes. I'm going to go and see the Blues. How are we getting on, Blues? Reds just sunk their first torpedo, sunk their first sub.
I had one, and then I unfortunately had a dip.
Oh, you crashed. Oh, poor old bird. Gutted.
Yeah, trying to set up the submarine torpedoes and all that, and fly it and hover was not great.
Roger, guys.
But I have them on the map area. I think I plotted them.
Well, you've got 8 minutes left, guys, so chugga. How are you doing, Simba?
Just trying to get a target. I can get him with passive, but nothing with active.
Where is he with passive?
Between 7 and 12.
What direction?
277, right. True.
So go there then. Go that way. Active will only work within 5 miles, so go about 10 miles and rescan.
Well, that's easy. If you have a map to tell you how far you've traveled.
Yeah, I've been dropping little circles on mine.
Right, well, the air war's done. There's one more MiG left, and he's got meteors which are now working again after him. Oh, jeez. Jammy son of a bee. And these guys are out of ammo. Out of ammo. But he is almost certainly out of fuel. Ah, what a weird day in the office, guys. How confident you know where that sub is, Bird? I don't know where it is, by the way, so I can't cheat or do anything.
I'm pretty confident. I had him on an active ping, and I was about to set up the launch, and then I just fell in the water.
Very unfortunate. Viewers, because it's very hard to do this with a pilot. We haven't got enough guys turn up to be sonar operators. So these guys are having to fly and be sonar operators. So it's super hard to do that. I'm not even sure I can do it. All in all, this has been a freaking nightmare of a day. Still P800's going out now.
I can't be far away from him now. I'm just going to do a drop again.
The Reds are going. The Reds have got one more sub to do. They know where it is, but this guy's messed their torpedoes up, so Cannonball's going to come back. So this guy's going to talk Cannonball onto target by the looks of things. Yep, and that makes out of fuel, guys. End of the air war. Not a single lightning shot down. All MiG-29 shot down, just in really weird ways.
Nope, that took me even further away.
Ha! Well, where is he, Simba? Where is he?
301 true between 11 and 15.
We'll be able to see it on, if it works, we'll be able to see it on TAC view afterwards, but obviously that's not going to help now. Roger, guys. Good luck. I'm going to go over to the Reds. How are you getting on, Reds?
We're just homing in on the second one as a team. Cannonball's gone and rearmed.
Roger, good luck, guys. These guys are tracking submarine 2.
47, 3 and 6. 47, 3 and 6.
41 then?
So that's from us. What did you say? 51, so 47. Cannonball, he should be on your roughly 170.
.103.
Just bear with me. Man, he's really moving. So
yeah.
103 will want to be 101. Yes. Yeah, can you get end ground and torpedoes off? So I'm putting him
Two fish away.
Nice one, Cannonball.
What for using?
Submarine with immediate...
oh, look at those babies.
Oh, there they go. They're turning.
They're
turning.
Cannonball, sexual. Love it.
Oh, I see him.
They're on your nose. They're going at 50 knots, but the sub's going at 30 knots. So they might not actually catch it, guys, because it's only got a closure of 20 knots. So it can only go for 8 nautical miles. This is hard, viewers.
I am within a mile.
Roger. Well, fingers crossed then, guys. Go and see if you can find the wake of it. I couldn't see the wake last time, by the way.
Push, do you want to go get another sub? Or
Sure.
Yeah, should we? Yeah, that's a plan. Let's jump out.
Steering there.
Well, I thought we were just going to jump out and get into some of the torpedoes as well, just in case.
Yeah, you can do that, guys. I put that within the rules.
Yeah, let's just back to spectators push and then jump in the same one. Yep.
Because you guys are representing a whole force of ASW helicopters. I wish I could see that submarine, guys. I'd love to see that homing in on it.
No, yeah, I was just going to ask Cannonball if he could maybe do us another dip while he's airborne and just give us something to work from. Set the torpedoes up.
Can you see a submarine, viewers? Can you see a submarine?
275.
275 magnetic.
Just go 275 as it's displayed on our compass and get us within the rough direction.
Watch Cannibal blow himself up with his own torpedoes now.
Right, I think we just dip here. Let's just get a dip on here.
Yeah, I see the torpedoes.
Where are you guys? There's you guys. You got an active dip, Cannibal. Busy concentrating, viewers. Hard to do. Very hard to do. They're definitely tracking.
282 true, 5.4 and 11. 282 true.
83 true from me for 1.2 to 1.8 going active.
You know which way they're going?
282.
282. True?
Yeah. That's true, yeah. So, what were they off you, Cannonball?
Submarine 79 true for 1.9.
79 true. Right, so Poosh, if you had 294 miles. How many miles again? Sorry, Cannonball, can you remember?
1.2.
Okay.
Basically right in front of those torpedoes is where it is. I don't think the torpedoes have got the legs for it, viewers. I don't think they can catch it up.
Yeah, we probably need to get in front of it, I think.
Right, Poosh, if you can aim us kind of 316, I think if we launch here, we should get a good chance of an intercept. I'll just do a confirmation dip and then get the fish in the water.
I see the wake of the sub. Visual on the sub. It is just to the 1 o'clock of the torpedoes.
Copy. Right, I'm just going to send the fish in the water now.
Try flying over it, because I can't visualise it.
Heading to it now.
One fish in the water.
So it works.
Two fish in the water.
I wish I
Okay,
could...
the torpedoes have an intercept course. Whether they have the legs for it yet remains. I am just about over him. I am directly over the submarine right now.
Man, I wish I could.
Yeah, I've got your torpedo wake on you at our 11 o'clock. So we fired 20 degrees off.
What fuse did you use, Mike?
1 nautical mile.
Oh, those torpedoes are close. Oh, they're so close.
I wish I could see it! I wish I could see it!
Are you over them now, Cannonball?
No, I passed it, but the torpedoes are just about to make contact. First torpedoes got hit.
Yeah, I can see. Oh, that's a beautiful truck. Yep. You've got it. Nice job, Cannonball.
Hey! Well done,
Good
boys!
job, man.
Oh, the boys got their second sub. All right, well done, you two. Technically, you failed. The second one did get within firing range, but it was good fun. Go to spectators and come and jump in blue PvPs, and we'll help them. How are you getting on, Blues? We're coming to help you.
I'm out of gas.
Ah, damn! Poor Simba.
I've got a fish in the water.
Well done, Bird.
Where is the gasometer here?
God knows. Best not to look
Oh,
when
yeah,
it comes
there.
to gas meters, guys. Wow, those F-35s are landing real friggin' weird, viewers. They are landing though, slowly. Without doubt, the weirdest one we've done, viewers. How's it looking, Bird? What we found a problem on Red's Bird was that the torpedo only goes 50 knots. Yeah, but the sub goes 30 knots or over 30 knots. So it struggles to... That sounds like a big delta, but 20 knots is not a big delta. It's really
Well, it's
hard.
right up its chuff right now.
How do you know? Because I can't see it. Can you see the subs? Because I can't see them.
I can see
I can
this.
see.
I can see
I
it.
can see the wake.
How do you do
Yeah,
that?
I can see the wake too.
I don't see it. I must have different graphics on.
It's just off my 9 o'clock right now. The torpedo is, a couple of 100 yards behind it.
Wow, imagine being in a sub and being trapped by that son of a bee.
Yeah, my first torpedo went dumb, and then I set this one pretty much to activate as soon as it hit the water.
It's harder than it looks, guys. The thing to remember is the torpedo only has a small cone of what it can see, like 30 degrees or something. So if you've not got it perfect, it doesn't track the bloody target. Torpedoes are a friggin' nightmare. How far behind is it now?
It is
About 50 yards.
Yeah, it is really close to that.
Man, I wish I could see that S.
Oh, I could even see the submarine under the water.
Come on, hit it!
Yeah, it's chasing it.
This
You
is
can see it.
so Jaws. Oh, I see it! I see it! I see it. See that, viewers? That's the submarine. Hey, well done, boys. Well done. See,
Nice one, Bird.
I wasn't lying, viewers. There are actual physical subs down there. All right, guys. Well done. I'm aware of how menacingly tough in every way possible, shape, or form that was. Can everyone please exit and we'll go and have a look at an attack view.
Victory barrel roll.
Welcome back, viewers. All right, that was weird. Sorry, that was such a weird one, but this is, I don't know, in a weird way, progress. You know, this is, we don't script these things. We just show them as they are, and a lot of it didn't work, and we'll talk about why that is. But that's not to say it's not interesting. So the initial thing happened, a big salvo of P-800s came in, and one got through and smashed the Type 26, but didn't do any other damage. And from then on, no damage was done for reasons I don't know. Then what happened is the first few meteors tracked. If you can see on my screen, perfect. Oh, look, track. And then every other meteor after that didn't track, or really try and track. And that was it. They just flew by and they didn't work. Why? It's the first time it's ever done that. And this is, you know, it can't be coincidence that it's the first time we've ever tried it with submarines. My prediction is we can't run anti-submarine warfare and the Grim Reaper's weapons at the same time. I reckon they're conflicting with each other, and unfortunately, as sad as it is, they're probably not going to work together. Later on in the game, about half an hour later, the meteors all of a sudden started working again. My guess is that enough units have been wiped off the map that everything could start functioning again. That's my best bet, guys. So the air-to-air was stupid. That said, the air-to-air technically sort of did work. All of the meteors were fired. 99% didn't track. But the MiGs couldn't actually get close because of the way the F-35 fired and then kept within their SAM net. The F-35s just went and hovered above the carrier after they'd fired their missiles, and the MiG-29s couldn't get close. They couldn't get within the 40 miles because obviously the ship defences kept them at bay and there was nothing they could do. So there was not a single F-35 shot at, let alone shot down. So in a weird way, even though the meteors didn't work, it still sort of worked. Again, that's just 5th gen versus 4th gen. None of the helicopters were shot at, as the rules I stated at the beginning. Whether you agree with that or not, I don't know. But, you know, it allowed you guys to have a game at least. Which leaves us then, in that case, just onto the anti-submarine warfare. So why don't we see Reds first, actually, because they were successful. And by the way, I'm aware how freaking hard it is. It probably sounds really easy doing this, viewers, watching this anti-submarine warfare. I can assure you it's an incredibly difficult thing to do, especially if you're on your own in a chopper. Right, so Reds started off. Their submarines came in from there and there. Off we go. You did amazingly well. What kind of distances were you tracking those submarines at, guys, on your passive sonars?
Well, because of the chart, we dipped pretty much after 2 minutes flight. We were getting a rough bearing to go on, and a range between sort of 15 and 26 nautical miles. So that gave us a good idea immediately off the bat where to head.
Right, so here's a big problem from the submarines viewers. If a submarine is going to go 30 knots, which is what I made them, which is what gives them their chance of getting close, here's the problem. They can be detected at 27 miles, and we take that with a pinch of salt. And it's, again, still harder than it looks because of the inaccuracy of the passive sonar, but they could be detected a long way away by those passive sonar. So although going fast sounded a good idea to having the nuclear subs at 30 knots, it was also a bad idea because they could be detected a long way, and the boys managed to detect them a long way away, so that was fair enough. So Cannibal found his. You can see him dipping his passive there. Then he crashed. Oh, talk us through it, Cannibal.
Working the sonar, not the flight controls.
Again, why you need at least 2 guys in one of those helicopters. So, yeah, fair enough.
He was trying to open his mid-flight snacks, really.
There we go. Okay, but luckily he knew where it was from that time so he could reassess. Look at Poosh and Squirrel doing their passive sonar. They're probably going to detect that guy. Cannibal remembers where his guy is, does his calculations, does an active probably. Finds it, orientates, again, which is really hard, fires fishes, smash, destroys it, well done, really good work from Cannibal there. Poosh makes an error in that they're doing fine, what Poosh is doing is fine, but it's just doing it too slow.
We fired there.
Oh, did you? Oh, yeah, I can't see your torpedoes, can I?
Yeah.
So by the time it got within its detection range, remember, it can only see a few miles ahead and can only see 30-degree cone. By the time it was in detection range, it couldn't find it. So then the boys got their heads together and said, one's got through the net, scramble. Cannibal scrambles and fires, but his torpedoes are so slow. By the time they hit, and they eventually did hit, by the time they hit, the sub had fired its theoretical torpedoes at the Kuznetsov. We would never know if they would have hit or not because the core game torpedoes aren't working at all. But technically, one sub, although it was close as hell, one sub got through onto the red carrier. Now let's see what went wrong with the... I reiterate, viewers, how difficult this is to do. Fly a helicopter with one hand while operating a sonar with the other hand. Okay, Simba. Oh, went right towards his sub as well. Look at that, Simba.
Yeah. All right. Now hold. Rewind it back. All right. You see how I'm staying kind of on a heading?
Yeah.
As you're slowly going forward. Mm-hmm. And then I just lazily list off to the left.
You do. Look at that.
So I was AFK for about 5 minutes because the kids turned off a Wi-Fi router in the house. So I'm running around the house trying to restore internet to my kids' tablets. And about here's where I joined back in.
Ladies and gentlemen, fatherhood. Look at that. And he missed his opportunity. That is so unfortunate. What's happening to Bird? Okay, well, you're both offset. Now, Bird manages to get his pin. So you passive dipping here, Bird?
Yeah, passive dipping. I was waiting around the actual ship, so I actually got a contact right by the ship, and I was like, oh, it was out that way, I thought. And then I went over there, and then found him way to the south, so I then came this way, found another one close by, and then this is when I think I go active, and I'm like, oh, he's right here. And then let me try and launch a torpedo, and then I go splash.
Oh, so you crash while launching the torpedo. Oof, again, you need 2 people. You need a torpedo guy. Oopsie.
Yeah, to be honest with you,
so I had an idea where he was.
Yeah,
I found where he was.
The active wasn't really working, to be honest with you. You'd get within 4 miles on passive where active should more than pick it up, and active was finding nothing.
Is that because
passive?
Is that because these guys are moving so fast at 30 knots that by the time you think you're in 5 miles, it's actually pushed out of 5 miles again? We'll never know.
Probably.
It's an interesting, because we're not used to dealing with nuclear 30 knot subs, right?
I picked him up and he said between 3 and 5 miles. I was like, well, let me go 3 miles, and then in my head I was like, well, if he's doing 30 knots, actually, he will be a lot farther down the way. So I come off the ship again. And thankfully, because I'm a flat screen user, not a VR user, I'm plotting on my F10 map where I was, roughly.
Yeah. Find
him, fire here.
Yeah.
But again, because the cone is out of weight, and because I had it set for 1 nautical mile range, I think by the time the torpedo activated, he was way gone.
Right. Shows how hard this is. You're fighting something you can't see, viewers. You can only see on the occasional dip, by which time it's moved half a mile. Right, but you get it back together. Simba, I think one unlucky thing for Simba, he was equidistant almost between 2 subs, and I reckon he was getting conflicting data. And then you do what? An active dip there, I'm guessing?
I check, yeah. I think I do a passive one. Maybe it's an active one. Anyway, then you can see I go, oh, he's over here. Yeah. And then I do believe I do 1 quick more dip just to check, and then I fire.
Right, so you're gathering each dip, you're getting more and more information. Missile goes out. And as we saw, eventually... It's a shame, because Simba looked like he'd finally found his, but he's out of fuel by that point.
And then that's me just hovering until he blows.
Well done, guys. So at the end of that, viewers, weird game. Who won?
The submarines won.
I don't know who won that.
I'd call it a draw, really.
The British won the air war. The Russians did a little bit more damage on the surface. They took out 1 ship, if that really matters. And in terms of submarines, both died. Although the Russians did better in their anti-submarine warfare, both died. So we'll treat it as a draw today. And to be honest, viewers, today was very much about learning experience. Unfortunately, the biggest thing we learned is probably we can't have anti-submarine warfare in these big naval games. It looks like it's messing the missiles up, which means anti-submarine warfare will probably have to move back out of these games and be on special anti-submarine missions, and we'll probably just have to do surface action. Why? I think we've hit the limit of the sim and what we can do in it, unfortunately, viewers, but it does have limits. Obviously, nothing's perfect. I hope you sort of enjoyed it anyway, viewers. Every day's a learning day in the office, and we'll see you later.